Am I too old to go back to college? That is a question I get so much. I get it from people who are in their 70s, people who are in their 60s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, even in their late 20s. And it's because we all have this common worry that we're not good enough, that we missed the bus, that there's something wrong with us that will keep us from succeeding. Part of the reason for this question is genuine fear, and part of it is that we as humans a lot of times like to have a scapegoat for our problems, something we can't control, like our age. So in today's video, I am going to give you reassurance, and I'm going to take away all of your age-related excuses for not going back to college in 5 simple reasons. Because, my friend, you can do this, and you are not too old. Of course, if you want help putting together a plan, picking a college and a major that are perfect for you, sign up for a consultation with my team down below. We often save people like $35,000 in just a 50-minute session, and we'd love to help you too. So first, a lot of people wonder if it's worth it to go back to college at their age because they don't know if they'll be able to see the return on their investment. Which, if you think about it, is a very morbid thought. Like, people are out here already planning on dying, and no, it's totally worth it. And here's why. Because in the U.S. economy, when you go from a high school diploma type job to a bachelor's degree type job, you can usually expect to see about a 65% wage increase, going from an average of about $700 to $1,200. And if you only spent $15,000 on your degree like we show you how to do here on this channel, even though we often get people graduated for under $5,000, well, let's just say $15,000, it would only take you 33 weeks of just the added pay from that new job to pay off that degree. Then let's say maybe there's some taxes or some other expenses, so we want to see at least 44 weeks of working at this new job, which means that if you have 45 weeks left to live, then getting a bachelor's degree is financially worth it. And I hope that you all have at least 45 weeks left to live. If you don't, what are you doing watching this video? Go skydiving or something. I get a lot of people asking, am I still smart enough? There's a lot of stuff out there about how like little kids learn foreign languages fastest, and you've got neuroplasticity when you're younger so you can learn things quicker. And I'm old now. Am I smart enough to go to college? First off, have you seen the work ethic of 18-year-olds? Do you really doubt that you'd be able to keep up? Is that a serious question? Please tell me. And the mistake here is that a lot of people think that there's just one type of intelligence. Am I smart? Am I dumb? And that's it. But really, there are a lot of different sub-factors of intelligence, and they all peak at different times in your life. So sure, raw processing speed peaks around age 18. Short-term memory skills peak sometime between 25 and 35. Emotional intelligence seems to peak in somebody's 40s and 50s, but unsurprisingly, actual acquired knowledge, like just knowing a lot of things, peaks more in your 60s and 70s. Basically, the brain is good at different things in different stages of life, and even if you peaked at one thing a while ago, that doesn't mean you're bad at it automatically. And besides, most of college is just working hard and following instructions. Do you really honestly think that you would be worse at that than an 18-year-old? But it's not even really about any of this. What really matters, more than intelligence, more than neuroplasticity, memory, anything like that, is honestly your motivation. If you have a strong enough motivation to get this done, you will get it done. College is not designed to make people drop out, at least most programs. And the more you want it, the easier it'll be. A lot of adults think they can't go back to college because they just don't have the time. And for many people, this might actually be true. But for a lot of us out there are ways to find more time in the day. Check out this graph from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It says here that if both spouses are working full-time, moms and dads average out to about 3 hours of leisure time per day, and that about an hour and 45 minutes of that is spent watching TV, which is about 12 and a quarter hours a week. And if you watched this video, you would know that it's very possible to graduate from college in 2 years, working only 10 hours a week. Of course, it's not as easy as that. Maybe you don't watch as much TV, but maybe there's something else in your life that you can say no to. Maybe something else that you can ask for help with. Or maybe you're in that like toddler phase of raising kids, and in a couple of years, things are going to be a lot easier, and maybe that's the time to go for it. Whatever your case is, for most people, they think that going to college is going to take way more time than it actually has to. And as long as you have a good plan and you know what you're doing, or maybe have our help, then you can make it work even with a small amount of time per week. Fourth, a lot of people are worried that they shouldn't be career switching all the time. And this is kind of a mindset that's left over from the age of pensions, back when companies used to say, hey, if you stay with us for 30, 40 years, whatever, then we're going to give you a ton of money when you retire. Companies don't really do that anymore for the most part, unless you're working in government. And so this isn't as much of a consideration. Plus, most people on average switch careers 5 to 7 times. So sure, you might be a little bit older, you might have experience in one field, there's no reason why you can't switch to another. And I think a lot of people too are afraid, oh, if I switch, then I'm going to be starting from the bottom. But the truth is that if you've excelled in one field, it'll be really easy to excel in the other, and you might even be able to do a lateral transfer because a lot of job skills, especially emotional intelligence, people skills, problem solving, communication, are all transferable skills. And this actually segues really well into our last consideration, and it's that a lot of people believe in the sunk cost fallacy. They say, well, this thing that I really don't like, I've put so much work and so much effort and so much time into it, I should probably just stick with it just because that's where I've put my effort. And I don't know, when I hear people talking like that, my gut instinct is that they're lying to themselves. They're saying, I'm happy enough. Sigh. A lot of times, the quickest way to progress is realizing that you're going in the wrong direction and turning around and going the other way. And as long as it wouldn't hurt your family or your other commitments, this could be a really good change for you. But of course, you know yourself best. I hope that what I've talked through today helps you to put things into a little bit of perspective and helps you come away with the realization that A, you're not too old to go back to college, and B, you're not too old to go back to college, and C, I'm just kidding, but the point stands, you're not too old to go back to college, and we'd love to help you do that if you'd be interested in letting us. If you sign up for a consultation at the link in the description, we will get you graduated quickly and inexpensively so that you can build a career you love no matter how old you are. Thanks for watching, and happy hacking.